All right, y'all. I want to show y'all something right fast. Well, actually, there's a few things I want to talk to y'all about. So, I've been out here collecting seeds. I have gotten all the dried seeds. So, a lot of these, see them, all the ones that's dry, I can cut a lot of them down to the ground. And I can move forward with what I was going to do. But if you look right here, y'all see I got some that ain't ready. So, still got a few. Look at this. I'm going to see can I catch this. Oh, he flew off. Japanese beetle. But I'm going to talk about him later. I readjusted this and made this tool on here. I opened it up where these plants could get a little taller. Y'all see the pea done found its way out. But I did open this up some, so now this can get a little taller. A lot of my, so the vining ones, so this is my plan. The ones that vine, so your zucchini and your summer squash, they don't really vine. They're more of a, like a yellow squash and your zucchini. They're more of a bush type squash. So they do get longer, but they don't vine like run. Like I got butternut squash in here, and Seminole pumpkin, and what else? I think I got a cushaw in here. I think, but y'all get what I'm saying. Those things, they like vine and run like a pumpkin. So I got all of them pointing down this way because I had to rearrange some stuff. Because y'all see all them vines? And I got them all running down this way. Because all of this right here, grass and stuff, never grows over here. I never have to cut it. Now, I do cut out there, but I never have to cut this. And I'm going to let the vining ones, because you can see some of them have made it down here. Now, I am going to fold this back a little because I don't want the stuff just going direct up in there. Now, I'm going to keep this tool down in such a way to where I'm just going to have it to where these vines can creep out of here. But it's going to be hard for the bugs to find their way in, meaning that vine borer and them squash bug. Because it's been so nice, I could come out here, I ain't got to check for no eggs, I ain't got to do none of that. Tool, people, I don't know what y'all waiting on. If you ain't using that tool, I don't know what you're waiting on. Don't know what you're waiting on. Anyway, but the vining ones, like this here, and I believe that's a female. Let me see, can I show y'all? Because I told Army Chickadee I was going to try to show y'all. No, that's not a female, that's a male. So if you want to know the difference between a female and a male thing, the male, he won't have no, I got to hold this tool back where y'all can see. The male, he won't have no fruit behind him. He'll just be a stem. He won't have no fruit behind him. But the female, like for instance, say this is some kind of pumpkin or something, it's going to try to seek it up find one. But y'all know how this stuff do. The first, you know, all the first flowers just be men for days. I guess that's how it is in the world too, ain't it? And then you finally find a female, one with some fruit on. But I'm gonna cover this back up. But y'all, I'm gonna let them vines vine out here and come all out here. I know what y'all gonna say, but the vine borer. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about that vine borer. That vine borer prefers your zucchini and your summer squash. That's what it prefers. I'm not saying that it will not eat or try to attack your vining squashes. It will. But if you'll notice, a lot of times they'll survive. Or if you notice squash varieties, when they say they're vine borer resistant, it's usually the ones that vine. Those ones that run those long vines, if you pay attention when you pull your plant up sometime, you'll notice that it'll lay roots along the ground. So those other squashes, the zucchini and the summer squash, they don't really do that. They will, but not really. So when they bite into that stem, that's really what kills the plant. They're just more susceptible. They really are. I've had vine and squash get attacked by vine borers on 8 different occasions. The first 2 times I dug those things out. But then I found out, I said, shoot, I'm digging this out. I wonder, do I have to do that? And with those vining types, no, you do not. You don't have to dig those things out. A lot of times they'll just keep on living. A lot of times where they bit off in that stem, you can bury that stem in the ground if it's on the ground. That thing is, and I sometimes I got to a point where I wasn't even burying it no more. Or what it'll do is they eat off the stem in one spot, and then it'll send a runner out somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So y'all don't pull your plants so fast. So many people, they see some damage, they be so fast to pull their plants. Sometimes give your plants a little grace, give them a little time. Here I got to plant some stuff. I got 2 roselles and a volunteer callaloo. But I want to plant something else down in here. This is too empty. I still got spaces that's empty. And I done just about planted everything. So that's that on that. I even got roselles in here because this bed I'm slowly going to turn over into something. Y'all know these turnips going to go to seed. But the roselles going to be in here. And I think I'm going to plant me some lemon drop melons. I'm going to try to get some melons for the end of the season. I think if I fertilize them good enough, I think I can get some melons for the end of the season. Y'all see the tomatoes, what I put in here? They look good, ain't they? They already starting to look good. When your tomatoes really kind of start to take off good, that means the roots done took hold real good. You'll notice when your plants start taking off, that's what done happen. The roots done took off good. They need what they need. They got what they need. And they ready to go. And then they'll just start, especially tomatoes, start growing exponentially fast. It don't take long. Look at this baby here. This is my redemption. Last 2 years ain't been worth a nickel. I grew Zapotecs last year. I planted these seeds this year. I planted this tomato. There's 2 tomatoes in here actually. This tomato over here is another variety. This is that grocery store variety. That is a cherry type tomato. This is a slicer type. They calling this Zapotec. I'm gonna be honest and tell y'all, I think a lot of times they rename tomatoes and they either very close to some other kind of tomato, if not the same tomato. I think they do that with peppers too, especially certain seed companies, because they don't want you to really know what that is. That's another reason why I tell you, just say seeds, because they be calling this stuff this Zapotec. If y'all look it up, look up a Zapotec tomato, Zapotec, and look up mushroom basket. See how close they look. I think that mushroom basket, because when I look online, I can't find but one place selling the mushroom basket, and y'all already know who it is. I'm not even going to mention their name on my channel no more. I think that mushroom basket is either very closely related or may indeed be Zapotec. Same thing, Go Grow. She got a good eye. She got a real good eye. Lowe's is calling these Spicy Jane. These peppers here, she's calling them Spicy Jane. I'm going to prove it to you too. I'm going to prove it to you. Here's the tag right here. I stuck the tag in there. Y'all can see. See that there? That's what they're calling that. Bonnie. I say Lowe's, but that's where the guy got the stuff from. He got it from the Lowe's. They calling that Spicy Jane, right? It's 3 of these peppers down in here. And Go Grow said that pepper. Wait, quiz time, class. I'm going to see, do anybody else catch it? What do this pepper look like, y'all? Anybody who grow peppers fairly regularly. Can y'all even see that one? What this pepper look like? Go Grow got in my comments and said it. And it kind of evaded me. I didn't really pay no attention because I got the plants. I didn't really care. But she said that looked like lipstick pepper. What the seed company, who shall not be mentioned, is selling. And she said she never got a successful plant out of their seeds. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And they probably just calling it Spicy Jane. That may be that lipstick pepper. How do we know? Even if it ain't, maybe it's a varietal or a strain of that same pepper. All I know is this update, y'all. I cooked with that pepper. I made me a pot of green, and now people put red pepper flake. Well, when the season is on and I got fresh peppers, I chopped up a fresh pepper in my greens along with some onion. I put some fresh garlic in there too. That ain't how my grandma never made it. It's a little twist on, baby. I had to have my health. Anyway, that pepper there, ooh. I put 1 pepper for that mess of greens, which I think I showed y'all the green harvest. Ooh, boy, man. Y'all, that Spicy Jane, when you cook with that pepper there, they ain't playing. They ain't playing about that pepper there. That's going on the repertoire. Real talk. That's going on the repertoire. Going on the repertoire. That's a hell of a pepper. I don't care what it is. Now, this borage is leaning all over him, but I got peppers down in here. Where all did I put peppers at? Okay, look at that, breaking the leaves off. I got a pepper here. Is it a pepper up under that? It was. It ain't looking the hottest. It's all right. Here's something. Everything ain't gonna make it. This pepper here, take the cotyledons off this. That lets you know. So these peppers here in a minute, they gonna take off because they putting on new growth. This is the Lego spinach. This is a pepper here. That Lego spinach is so pretty with that red. That's otherwise known as celosia. Class, I'm gonna ask you a question. When you put your stuff down and it get ate down to the stem, what do you do? What do you do, people, when your stuff get ate down to the stem? Somebody holler out to me. The first thing you want to do is see what's eating it. So I don't know if y'all can see this or not. Come here to me. Well, it was a little worm on that. So your callaloo, I'm telling you now. Callaloo is amaranth. It is a type of amaranth. Please, if you can, if at all possible, you got to have you some BT. I know some of y'all don't want to spray with nothing. Good luck. Good luck. Because that amaranth, it's a trap crop. It's just like sunflowers. Y'all gonna have to start understanding that certain crops, they trap crops. That mean, no matter, that mean if you don't put something on it, you ain't gonna eat it. Or you ain't gonna get it. Sunflowers is that way. This callaloo is that way too. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm spraying this. In the rain and stuff, they already turned this stuff to lace. And I know what some people say, oh, I'm gonna pull it out and start over. No. Don't pull it out and start over. Especially on stuff like callaloo. Tell you why. Callaloo grows so fast. And I know some of y'all may not have grown callaloo, so maybe you don't know. Callaloo grows so. These 2 leaves, they put that on yesterday. Them 2 leaves wasn't there. This was completely ate down to the stems. Same with this. Same, y'all. When you harvest callaloo, you don't pull the whole plant. And you know I'm gonna keep preaching this. I'm gonna keep preaching it because so many of y'all are so used to when you harvest, you pull the whole plant. Y'all stop that. Let your stuff harvest 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. Last year I harvested 7 or 8 times out of callaloo. I lost count how many times I was harvesting. Your stuff gonna get ate up. It's gonna get turned to lace. Don't worry about it. Spray your BT, sprinkle your DE. I ain't gonna lie. You're gonna have to spray this with BT because worms like it and the Japanese beetles like it. But if you the BT will take care of the worms and the diatomaceous earth. I'm gonna spray this over here too. Because I don't know what this big mama jam is. I don't care what it is. But whatever it is, I got to keep this alive to get seeds from it. When you got a plant you really like, not trying to be funny, if you pull it out before it go to seed, you're an idiot. It's no other way for me to put it. I'm just gonna have to start putting it like that so you all can be offended and you can stop doing idiotic stuff. If it's a plant that you like and you don't at least try to collect some seeds, you're crazy. You're crazy. This plant, I ain't never seen, if you get 12 or 13 good leaves off of here, that's a whole mess of greens. That's how big the leaves be. This ain't nowhere near about big as the leaves get. They get twice this size. I wish I could have seen the harvest I got and gave away. The leaves so big like that. You think I ain't finna get? And look, trying to make some little offshoots. You think I ain't finna get some seeds out of that? You crazy? I don't know what. I don't even know what that is. I don't even care. Big as that is, I'm finna get some seeds out of that. But like I was telling y'all, don't pull your plants too soon. Y'all, some stuff you're gonna have to stay on top of. Beans and stuff, I don't put nothing on that. Tomatoes, I don't have to put nothing on it because I don't have a lot of hornworm issue because I got a lot of birds. And the birds will see those hornworms. And a lot of times they swoop down and get that stuff. Sometimes on your greens, not all the time, sometimes, and it's really not even most of the time, I saw the wasps. The wasps. Get down in there. Know what you think this is? You're gonna die today. I got a whole bunch of harlequin bugs. Let me show y'all. Harlequin bug city. I saw the wasps going in and out of here today. They're looking for those worms. And when I seen that wasp, I collected my 2 or 3 harlequin bugs off of this one. All the harlequin bugs over there. And then I left that alone. I'm going to let that wasp go to work. Your wasp will get some of your worms, but not all of them. That's why BT. Keep it on hand. You dilute it. You buy a bottle. It lasts you for I don't know how long. You don't put about a teaspoon, tablespoon in that whole spray bottle. And you can spray so many plants. You can spray your tomatoes. If you have a hornworm problem, spray your tomatoes with that BT. It will kill those worms. That BT is a bacteria that only affects caterpillars. It don't affect bees. It don't affect humans. It don't affect pests. It don't affect... Understand that all bacteria is not bad bacteria. Some bacteria is bad for certain things and it don't harm you at all, okay? So we have to, some of this stuff we have to just... And I know y'all want to be 100% organic. Okay. I'm sorry. This stuff out here ain't eating all my stuff. It can eat up your stuff. It ain't eating all my stuff. I'm done with that. Another way you can do, if you have the roly-poly problem like I got, most of this damage is not roly-poly damage though. But you can see when I laid these Comfrey leaves down, roly-polies ate that. So the roly-polies, once again, use your roly-polies. Like for instance, roly-polies ate one of my ground cherries down to the ground, honey. It's gone. But after I saw that, I laid those down and it left this one alone. This one got some damage, but it left that alone. So that's another way. Your Comfrey, when you pull those leaves off, it acts as a trap crop for certain stuff, i.e. roly-polies. And if you grow in a lot of organic matter like I do, which that's what roly-polies eat, they eat a lot of dying organic matter, you're going to have roly-polies. You can try to get them out of your garden best you can, but I got news, you ain't gonna never get them out. So the better way to handle that is to give them something that they would prefer to eat. So what you see these, see this here? Let me show you. Where you got your stuff planted, lay that Comfrey down in there. Lay that Comfrey down in there where you got that planted. When you pick your Comfrey, I suggest you pick the bigger leaves first. Now, for whatever reason, the roly-poly is leaving this celosia alone. They ain't even trying to touch that. But see how small this pepper is? Instead of them eating this, I'd rather them eat that. Roly-polies will eat your plants. They prefer to eat stuff that's already dead or dying. That's what they prefer. If you think I'm lying, watch that short where I show the Comfrey leaf, and I show and I got another one to upload, and I show how those roly-polies are all over that Comfrey leaf. Rose Compollo growing fabulously. This, my sweet tart pepper that I overwintered, already flowering. I did pinch that when it was kind of short. Y'all, I do pinch my peppers depending. A Rose Compollo branches so fast I don't have to pinch it. But just like these here, when they get a little taller, I'll pinch the top out to force them to branch. Because if you pinch them, you get a little bit sturdier. See right here, and I'm overlooking this. This is crazy. This is right by the Comfrey, and I'm overlooking it. But y'all see all this damage on these peppers? That's a clear sign that I need to lay something in here that they will enjoy more than these peppers. And that's about all it takes. About three little old leaves. So I'm gonna be honest and tell you, that's one of the ways that your Comfrey can help you. Cause look, see over there, see all the damage on that? That's all roly-poly. Some stuff I can tell what's roly-poly and what's not, because if you observe your garden enough, you'll see what roly-polies like to eat. They love beans, peppers. Don't too much food with them tomatoes too much. I think it's because the tomatoes got a loud smell. They don't too much like anything with a loud smell. They don't really eat onion. They don't really eat There's a lot of stuff they don't really eat, especially if it got a loud smell. They don't fool with them peanuts. They can and will eat your okra seedlings. They can and will eat your greens. They can and will, they will eat your beans, but they ain't in love with them. But they love peppers, ground cherries, the pea and bean seedlings. They love it when they real little and tender. When they get a little bigger, they don't like it. I guess because they're too tough, I reckon. These Burkina Faso beans. Once again, the seed company that shall not be mentioned. Y'all see how they look? Look at that. Look at that. But I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back in here. Now, this is not Burkina Faso. This is a volunteer. What I usually grow. My Lady Cream. So that's like 4th, 5th generation Lady Creams. But look how beautiful the beans are. What I'm going to do is I've collected seed from a lot of these. Like, here goes some. The ones that have dried. And I kept them picked, but they still died. Don't know if that's the behavior of this bean. Don't know if it's the seed stock or what. But I have seeds. I have more over there. I'll simply collect the seeds and grow them again. And I'll see what they do next year. And if I see an improvement in the way they behave, then I will continue to grow them out here until I get more stable beans. See, that's another thing I need y'all to know about seeds. A lot of times you don't know where these seeds come from. And when you don't know where they come from, you don't know how they were saved. You don't know nothing. Versus when you save your own seeds, so you know, okay, I waited all the way until they were fully mature. They were fully dried out on the plant. I collected them and I didn't allow them to, they weren't exposed to extreme heat or extreme cold or things like that that may affect your seeds. Just different things like that. You actually know the history of the seeds. When you buy seeds from these companies, you have no idea what they've been through. You know they haven't been through the mail and they haven't been irradiated if you save them yourself. So therefore, when you grow it out, you have a better understanding and idea about the likelihood of that seed germinating, what kind of plant it grows, how it should grow. Because I'm going to tell you, sometimes y'all, they're harvesting these seeds too early and they don't have good enough genetics and the plants are just not good plants to start with. And those seemed okay at first, but I also noticed that the roly-polies loved those way more than they loved anything else. They ate those to the ground. They ate about 50% of those down to the ground. The ones that made it are the true survivors. That was the half, the 50% that actually survived. And then when I plant them out again, those will be the seeds that are the toughest, you know, that made it through. Because I really haven't babied those. But I just find it odd that I kept them picked and they still died. I've never had cowpeas do that before. Cowpeas don't generally do that. Cowpeas generally, as long as I can keep them watered, will continue to make all the way through the season. I also wanted you to notice this too. My cowpeas. You really can't see it too good right here, I don't think. But look at, can y'all see how thick that stem is? And there's a tomato in there too. That's a volunteer. I didn't plant any of those cowpeas. The only cowpeas I planted, y'all forgive me, something on my feet. The only cowpeas I planted were the Burkina Faso, the Haricot Rouge du Burkina Faso. Those are the only ones I planted. These are all volunteers. Look at this. That leaf, this one is almost the size of my hand. I've never had cowpeas like this. In one day, it grew 2 feet up this handrail. This is another volunteer that's poked there. I don't fertilize this part of my yard at all. I have volunteers coming up peas everywhere because birds and they drop and show you over here. I forget what generation this is, 4th, 5th generation of cowpeas. Same thing over here. Look at how thick this stem is. And I'm talking about very, very thick. And it's just vining all out there. There's another one. There's another one. These are not volunteers. These are ones that I planted. But these are seeds that I saved. I've never had cowpeas that big before. And I can only imagine what they're going to do. Let me show you the volunteers over here. Volunteers over here, this is the fastest I've ever had peas ready. So these peas showed up about 3 weeks ago. This one's ready. I've already harvested some. Steadily making peas. Steadily making peas. I could point if I dig around in here. And this is on the thing with beans too. But steadily making peas. Steadily. The beans are steadily making too. See up in there? See there? This is ready to come off. So I'm going to get it off. That's ready to come off. This is ready to come off. You have to stay on top of your stuff day after day. And you have to look up from the bottom too. This here. Volunteer. Look at how it's all over this thing. Growing all up. Probably going to go up in the tree. And don't worry about that discoloration, because see, you're not going to eat the leaves. You can eat the leaves, but you're not going to eat the leaves. You're concerned with your blooms. Some of y'all be concerned with parts of the plant that don't even need to concern you. Oh, I got to see about that. All that panicking. You know, not trying to be funny. Y'all out here acting like white girls. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying. I know somebody going to unsubscribe, child. The subscriber going to go down when I say that. Y'all out here like a white girl in a scary film, or in a horror film. You know, black folk, we know we ain't gonna make it to the end of the film any damn way, so we anticipate being dead. So we don't even get scared. Just we waiting on them for to die. But snacks for the babies. Harvest that right quick. I do want to show y'all this. I know I showed y'all me covering up all those vines. As you can see, tips of the vines and I already busted out. There go another tip over there. There go another tip right there. All of the plants I planted perfectly fine. Y'all, I got to plant these tires. That's my next thing to do. But trust me, y'all, all this gonna fill in. Ain't gonna be long. Ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna cut all these ones that I done got the seeds off of. I'm gonna cut all them down. I see some seeds right here. I better do that because if I don't, I'll go in the house and then I beat them, forgot all about it. Child, don't even get me started, honey, because I had to do while I'm, come back here. I want to show y'all something. Don't be an idiot like me. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all see that? Can y'all tell what I did? Somebody holler out and tell me what I did that was stupid. I dropped a whole bunch of brassica seeds. Y'all see that? They ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it because I ain't. If you think I'm thick as that is, if you think I'm finna dig all that out of there and try to relocate and try to, But I told y'all how to get them seeds. Don't make a production. Don't make a production. Gardening is already hard enough. Don't make a production. When you make a production, you ain't doing nothing but working hard on yourself. You working your damn self there. Then when you get in the house, let me put this bag right here. Show y'all. Let me set it. I got to be able to set him down. See, look at that. Look at that. Off of there. See there? Just that fast. There was a couple left. So like I said, every day I come out here. If I see some more of them already dry that ain't busted open on me, I shake them. Y'all hear that? I shake them down in that sack. But like I told y'all before, don't be an idiot and drop your sack, because I done wiped my hand. Let's try to show y'all. Look at that. Look at all them seeds. Hundreds and hundreds of seeds. Hundreds and hundreds. And then I'm going to show you something else you got to be wary about. Look at that. Down in there. Guess what? Get off of me. Boom. Gonna meet your maker. I want your cousins to see you down there. But anyway, y'all. Y'all can see all that. And like I said, you can get a bowl or something. You can blow all that out of there. The part that ain't seed. Or you can just, when you plant your seeds, throw it in there. It's plant material. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. But I'm probably gonna get all that out of there. But ain't no telling how many thousands of seeds in there. And from ever since I dropped, literally, y'all, I can't lie, I had to have dropped probably 500 seeds over there where I showed y'all in the grass. The wind blew and blew my sack over. That's what happened. So if you're wondering how that happened, I had my sack sitting right here and the wind blew. Look at this. Look at this. So if you're wondering about your, and I didn't do nothing, these fell, hit the ground, and it rained. So if you still around here talking about saving seeds ain't about nothing, good luck. Good luck. Cause I done told the people, get out there. Come here, Brick. I want your cousins to see. Sometime when you see a corpse, you go the other direction, okay? All right, y'all. Show y'all these. I'm gonna be honest and tell y'all, I think this is a sweet tart. Y'all, the sweet tart peppers, I don't know what it is. See the leaf shape? I don't remember my Pippin's Golden Honey having that leaf shape, and or no other pepper that I grow. Look at the leaf shape on this. Ain't that similar? Here go a smaller version. See what I mean? Those might be sweet tarts. If they are, it's all right. This is a roast con pollo. Can y'all see a little bit how that's a little different? The leaf shape. This almost like a teardrop. This is almost a little more narrow down here. But hey, I'll take what I can get. That Pippin's Golden Honey, I don't know. Like I said, the roots down there, they ain't dead. I just keep checking on them. Try to show y'all. Scratch test. Green. It's living. It's alive. And like I said, it's trying to push out, but it has stayed like that forever. It's not really pushing. It's like it don't want to do it. So I don't know if it won't overwinter or it's not good at overwintering, or I don't freaking know. And I ain't going to try to figure it out either. What is this? I got some pea seeds in here. Yeah, because I buried some peas up under here. The pea plants, I put them at the bottom, then I put that on top. So it probably was some peas down in there. So like I said, y'all think them saved seeds won't grow. Y'all better, if y'all want some good luck, especially if you're a newer gardener, bro, that's the part newer gardeners miss out on when they first start. They so worried about harvesting and getting their plants to where they are and different things like that. Please, as early as you can, work in sustainability. You know what I'm saying? Work in the patience, because seed collecting takes patience. Like this here, these are finally ready. And I know y'all gonna say, oh, you couldn't plant in that bag. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I planted peppers in there. See what I'm saying? It take patience, but watch. Now that this finna get out of the way, them peppers gonna get big. Just watch what I'm telling you. But now look at all these daikon radish seeds I got. Straight from my garden. Genetics is adapted. See, I planted all this stuff, the peanuts, the peppers, all this. Remember that daikon radish? I got to get all them seeds. See, you got the daikon radish gone now. So that's why I tell you, plant intensively. Start working in some of the sustainability from jump. So that number one, you have better success at gardening. I believe that seed savers have much better success at gardening than people who mainly just buy seeds. Number one, you'll always have a stock. Number two, these seeds are constantly adjusting and getting better in your climate, in your area, in your environment. And the plants, you know, you end up with better plants, more disease resistant, more pest resistant to your area. Sometimes I would love to see this callaloo, and I'm gonna keep y'all up to date. If I keep growing this callaloo in this area, I would love to see will that callaloo eventually get kind of resistant to the pest damage that it gets. I don't think it'll ever get resistant to the worms, because worms are just worms. They just eat holes and stuff. But I wonder if maybe the Japanese beetles, or I don't know, anything. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. And I also want to see, well, let me say this off top. I can tell you I noticed a difference immediately out of this from the seeds I got. So the original seeds I got from Humble Servant Homestead, because they were the only ones that had the actual Jamaican callaloo. So many people say they have Jamaican callaloo and then you grow it out and it's not. Jamaican callaloo is, they call it elephant ear amaranth. The leaves are very wide. I could show you, let me go over here and show you an amaranth, because I have two different kinds of amaranth. And this other amaranth, if you're wondering where I got it from, somebody said it was Jamaican callaloo. And the seeds look the same. I grew it out. It's not. Did I pull it out? No, I didn't. So this right here is amaranth as well. You see it's already going to seed. This is a type of amaranth too, but it's not the Jamaican kind. It never really gets that big. It always has those leaves, and it pretty much, it don't even really give you that much to eat. And there are some amaranths that do. They get bigger, like the one I grew last year, which I noticed that a lot of seeds dropped and hit the ground, but I noticed none of those seeds volunteered. I didn't plant any of the seeds that I saved. I may plant some to see can I get them to come up. But that regular amaranth, it did. It got huge. The stems are tougher. The leaves to me are a little tougher, but you're going to cook them anyway. But this here, so the stems is tender. The leaves don't take that long to cook. But what I noticed about this here, and these are volunteers now, so these the toughest of the tough. You ain't get no tougher than your volunteers. But I noticed these seeds came up faster. The plants got bigger faster. And these were not seeds that I saved. Once again, volunteers. Now, my seeds that I saved will probably come up. But once I start seeing volunteers in the yard that was nice size, I'm like, I ain't finna start no seeds. I'm just finna dig these out the yard. And I noticed since they're getting faster, getting bigger faster, I'm going to have more harvest. So I'm going to be able to harvest sooner. I'm probably going to be able to harvest more. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying not to preach to the choir, but I'm just telling you, some of y'all new people that's new, y'all don't know. I'm going to tell you what you need to know. These other people, they're going to tell you the same stuff over and over again. They'll keep telling you the same little mess. I ain't got time. Keep telling you the same thing. And I'm going to keep telling this harlequin bug. Oh, okay. I thought that was a bug trying to crawl out. I was going to say, I told you, don't you get your behind. Wait a minute. Hold, children. Hold, children. I found one. I got to get him. When you find those bugs, you got to get them. Because they will eat you out of house and home. Y'all, that's just soapy water. It may not look like soapy water, but it is. And they're going to take a real nice hot bath. Because when I tell you I'm sweating like I'm going to the electric chair, I'm going to say this last point and then I'm going to get out of here. So, shout out to Missy Grando for the question. So, a while back, she asked me a question. She got roselle seeds from me. And she messaged me and was like, my roselle is already flowering. I'm going to move it. I think she said to the shade, but she said she was going to move it. And I wrote her back and I said, now keep in mind, I'm late on my roselle and then I had it back there in the back. It got kind of, I don't want to say stunted, but I'm behind. Let's just put it like that. So my roselle don't look like other people's roselle. But that's my fault. That ain't the plant, that ain't the seed's fault. So I sold my own seeds that I saved. But y'all, when y'all roselle start making, and this goes for a lot of stuff. You know how people say, oh, I'm gonna pinch them peppers off. I'm gonna prove to you. When I first got these and put them in the ground, they had peppers on them. And the peppers was this size. They were green. I didn't pinch off jack squat. I let them peppers stay on there and get ripe. And then I got them off. Y'all, if that pepper want to make peppers or whatever it is, let it make it. It know whether it got enough energy or not to make it. You don't really know. That's just like when people try to tell you what to do with your life and try to tell you how to do in your life, but they don't live your life. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Let the plants make the stuff. If they can't hold it, they'll drop it. I'm telling you, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I done let stuff just make stuff before and it'll drop it. Last year, my Emma figs, they put 2 or 3 figs on. They could not hold them. They dropped them. Didn't set the tree back. Didn't do nothing. The tree bigger and badder this year than it was last year. And it got figs on it, which I'm sure they're going to hold this year. But my point is, let your plants tell you. Don't be so holding the reins so tight. You know what I'm saying? Like some of y'all do that too much. You know, I'm going to ask you to evaluate yourself. If you have children and you ride your kids like a horse and you never let them make mistakes so that they can learn on their own, because it's one thing to teach them and to tell them what to do. But let's be real. At some point, you got to learn on your own. You got to learn on your own. Is that how you are? Do you lord over everything in your life to where you don't never let it just, you don't never just see, let me see. You know what I'm saying? Now, once you got experience and you done seen it 2 or 3 times, I ain't talking about be stupid. But I'm just saying, if that's you, chill out. You know what I'm saying? I keep trying to tell y'all, use the garden to grow. You should be growing as a human. You should not just be growing plants. You should be growing as a human. And I know some of y'all ain't gonna like that, because I ain't gonna lie, I done lost some subscribers behind some of these little talks, because let me tell you something, that hit dog holler. And when I tell you that I can hear them dogs hollering, because I be hitting them all upside their head and don't even be trying to. But your roselle, sometime it will go ahead and start trying to flower. Don't worry about that. Let it flower. It'll be okay. Let it flower. That's exactly what I told Mr. Don't worry about that. Let it flower. I think the genetics, okay, let me explain to you. So yes, usually these are supposed to flower, you know, around the holidays, because that's usually when people collect their sorrel and stuff like that. However, if you got my seeds were not grown in Jamaica. They were grown here. I think, I'm not 100% for sure, because I don't have enough test subjects. I have me, and I know if I ask Missy Grando, she'll tell me. And if it's anybody else I sent roselle to, they can tell me. These roselle, because mine look like it's trying to flower. I see some little spots. So if you look down in these little crotches, I don't know if y'all can see that. See that little bitty? I think they finna start flowering at this short height. Now, I don't know how many of y'all watch Dan and how long y'all been watching Dan. You'll know that Dan's do the same thing. He have little bitty sorrel. They have things all over. He don't knock that out. He let that stuff make. I think if you grow this stuff outside of the tropics, I think it'll start flowering earlier for you, because I think it knows that the season ain't as long. I think that's a genetic transformation. And to me, if you live where I live, that is a good thing. So you should not be going in knocking the blooms off, because I think, okay, I want to do some of y'all know, when you go in and you take those off, that sends hormones through the plant to do something else. So sometimes you confusing your plant. Stop doing that. I know some of y'all didn't know that plants have hormones just like humans. I keep telling y'all, plants is a lot like humans. I keep telling y'all that. These plants have, and when you pluck those things off and all this kind of stuff, you're confusing the hell out of the plant, and you may be messing up your genetics. Leave it. Let that stuff flower and do what it's supposed to do. These roselle, they're going to make harvest after harvest. You don't harvest them one time. You harvest them over and over. I think I showed where you harvest, and if you're careful, where you cut off, another one going to come in right behind. Right in that same little spot, another going to come in. I'm going to look at this roselle. This one look like it's trying to. See, I'm seeing it. I'm going to show y'all later. But when you start seeing that red on the stem like that, it's probably getting ready to flower on you. And if you start seeing those little petals down in the crotches, those little buds, it's probably getting ready to flower on you. Leave it. It'll be all right. Leave it. Y'all stop confusing the hell out of your plants. Let your plants do what they're going to do. That way, you don't confuse the hell out of them. And when they do make seed, they make seed and they say, well, I was grown somewhere where the season is shorter, so I know I need the fruit a little bit earlier. That's advantageous to you. You see what I'm saying? Don't cut your blessings off being foolish, okay? And I know y'all don't like it when I talk hard like that, but I have to talk hard like that. Because some of y'all, when I talk sweet to you, you go out there and you go and you go do the same dumb shit you've been doing. So I have to talk foolish. It's just like on Fred Sanford. Y'all remember how Fred used to talk to Lamont? You big dummy. Sometime when somebody call you a dummy, you'll adjust what you're doing. Versus if they say, well, sweetheart, you'll get in your mind, oh, well, it must not have been that bad because they wasn't talking to me crazy. But when somebody say, you big dummy, then you be like, oh. Then you feel bad and you make adjustments. It shouldn't be like that. But I hate to say it, a lot of times it is. So, because it's funny. I don't like talking to people like that. But I also don't like it when people keep shooting themselves in the foot, not making the right adjustments. I want people to make the adjustment. So if I have to talk a little harsh to you, I may lose a friend. But if you make an adjustment in your life, become better, then, I'll take that. I'll take that as a win. You know what I mean? So, and sometimes cuss yourself out. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I come out here stupid. Why you do that stupid mess again? You know what I'm saying? And then I make the adjustment. See what I'm saying? So, y'all, We got to remember to clean up what we messed up. Start my life over again. You know what? I'm always got a song in my head. But anyway, I done talked long enough. This is 44 minutes of me ranting and raving and talking. But if there's anything that did make sense, tell me. If you've been snatching stuff off your plants, tell me why you've been snatching it off, and is you gonna continue to do so? I mean, you more than likely you can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying. Did you learn anything today? Okay. I hope so. But until next time, see you guys later.